Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to Add to Live. I'm your host, Add to Houston Communications Chair, Erica Gordon. Tonight we're talking with Gulfgate Dodge General Sales Manager Miguel Perez and Nick, what was it again? I'm so sorry. Montoya is sitting in with us as well. We're going to be discussing advertising in the automotive industry. So, hey guys, how are y'all tonight?
Doing great, Erica. Hi, everybody at Add to Houston.
Yeah. Okay, so just like always, I'm going to start the interview off with a few general questions, but all throughout the interview, you guys can tweet in your questions with questions for Miguel with the hashtag #AddToLive, and I'll ask them for you. So let's just jump right in. Miguel, tell us a little bit about Gulfgate Dodge and your role there.
All right. Well, here at Gulfgate Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, and Ram, my role is General Sales Manager. That just consists of wearing many hats, just like Nick. Wear many hats that have to do with with selling cars, everything from developing the staff to the marketing aspect of business, getting people through the doors, and that's why we're here to share a little bit of a few nuggets, a few secrets of why we do what we do, and with people like you.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. What's your typical day like as a general sales manager?
Well, as a general sales manager, get here in the morning and make sure that we have a morning meeting every day at 8:30 a.m. And what that consists is our sales team and our finance department. We get together in our conference room and we have a meeting to discuss the prior day's business, to discuss, make sure that we have a game plan to tie up all the business, wrap it up in our terminology, or clean it up, to just make sure that whatever we're missing, we get together, and also to plan our day. Every day in our industry is, it's crucial that we have a game plan going into every single day to maximize our productiveness throughout the day. So the sales guys are responsible for having a plan of action on how they're going to achieve and what they're going to achieve. And so do the managers and the finance contractors, the finance director. And of course, my job is to make sure that I inspect what I expect. And so I get with them on a daily basis, and we share our plans together and make sure that we help each other achieve them. And, it's a really big teamwork environment, really, when you break it down. So that's typical morning. As we go throughout the day, once we have a saying in our industry, don't talk about it, be about it. So once we've gone ahead and developed our game plan, just like a coach with any team, it's my job, my responsibility to make sure we execute to the best of our ability. And throughout the day, that comes in the form of appointments. We'll get to talking a little bit about the marketing that we do to get people through the door, to visit us and give us an opportunity to earn their business. But it's once they are here, it's our job collectively to make sure we give them the best possible service, and share with them our product knowledge, and really make them fall in love with the vehicle and capture that business. And when you simplify it, Erica, it's easier said and easily done. Our job is to sell cars throughout the day. It's very simple, very, very fundamental. But once you get into the details of things, yeah, there's a lot that goes into it.
Right. Okay. And so you mentioned that one of your jobs is to get people through the door, in a sense of like putting out the advertisement and things of that nature. And so that was one of the questions that I actually had for you was, what exactly is the process for you guys as far as advertising goes? Because I know on a larger scale, dealerships usually, or I guess the brands usually, outsource their advertising for the commercials and things like that. So on an in-house level, what exactly do you guys do?
You're absolutely right. The manufacturers will put a campaign for the national campaign, and it doesn't always mirror the nation from east to west or north to south. It's they go by regions, but for the most part, the campaigns that the automakers put out, or the commercials you'll see nationally on your TV, whether it's cable or your regular TV, but those are national campaigns. They'll advertise a specific vehicle with a specific rebate or a specific incentive, whether it be in the form of a discount or in the form of a percentage, an APR, to attract that clientele. So those are national, and the dealerships across, the industry take advantage of those, and we all take part in those. However, we then, as a dealership, have a responsibility. Well, how are we going to get our name across out there? How are we going to, make people not just, once a customer wants your brand, your type of vehicle, what's going to set them apart to pick your dealership? What's going to make them think, hey, I need to go to Gulfgate, Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, and Ram. And so that's really where we have to put our heads together and make sure that the campaign that we put together for, to market ourselves goes in hand with our goals. And what I mean by that, Erica, we have to look at a lot of information to make sure that we are doing the right things to get the people through the door. For example, we have to look at our demographics. Who are we targeting? What is the proper age? What is the household income? And so once you start studying all those numbers and those figures and those statistics, what are you going to say to get them to come see you? We started a big campaign here at Gulfgate, Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, and Ram. And if you notice, every time I say our name, it used to be just Gulfgate Dodge. And, we talked about keeping the message, the marketing message, as you guys may know, at Add to Houston. And, the message has to be the same. You can't switch it up. You can't change it, because then you'll confuse your audience. So when we do commercials, radio commercials, TV ads, print, digital, it's, our name is Gulfgate, Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, and Ram. So that was one of the things we wanted to change. We were heavily advertising in the radio, and everybody started to know us as just Gulfgate Dodge. So I started to notice that, one of the segments we were really missing a lot of business in was, all the other brands, all the other segments, which was, your Chrysler and your Rams and your Jeep. We were predominantly a Dodge store. And so it didn't take a genius to look at it and say, well, why are we, which is a good thing that we were the leaders in the Dodge segment, but why are we not selling the other things? Well, again, that goes to the old rule of, don't confuse your audience. Don't confuse your target people who you're marketing to. And so we were sending mixed messages, if that makes sense, Erica. We were trying to sell everything else, but we were just advertising ourselves as Gulfgate Dodge, which a lot of people still do, but we have a reason why we always want to brand ourselves with all the names. So that's just an example of how getting the right message and getting with the right marketing team and campaign is crucial to a dealership's growth.
Okay. I've got some stuff on Twitter. So let's see. At Perso Natalie asked, how big is your team? You mentioned you have a pretty big team earlier.
I do. We have, in this dealership, we have over 100 employees, and that's combined service, parts, and sales. In sales, the sales team that we have is 17 sales associates for new cars, and we have an additional 7 in our pre-owned department. So that's a total of 24 sales associates. We have 3 managers on the new car side and 2 managers on the pre-owned side, and we also have our finance department that consists of a director, Mr. Carlos Davila, who is in vacation right now, Eric, and I'm so jealous. And, this, and when he sees this, he's off on vacation, enjoying his time with his family after a very well fought, and well executed a year. We just closed out the month of December in the 2015 books, and we achieved a lot of great things, but through a great staff, which is what we're talking about. We also have Nick, who wears a lot of hats for our store, including client relations director, helps with inventory, just does so many things, too many for me to call out right now. But it's a great team, and that's really key and paramount to executing at any job, any place, to being successful. You have to have a great team, and we definitely do.
Okay. Another tweet we have is from Halloran Agency. Do auto brands offer any coupe budgets for local ads? I'm not sure if coupe, that's probably short for something. Do you know that?
Any coupe budgets?
Coupe. I'm thinking that's short for something. Halloran Agency, if you're watching and you want to tweet in to clarify that, we'll definitely double back for
Absolutely.
that question.
Clarify that, and I'll be more than glad to answer to the best of my knowledge.
Okay, let's see. At G. Ruffner said, is there a media vehicle that you feel is more effective than another?
You know, Erica, that's one of the tasks, one of the difficult, not easy to answer tasks that we have in this industry, you know, multi-billion-dollar industry, and that's billion with a B. Everybody has the latest, the greatest idea to revolutionize selling cars. And so you really have to be very careful, when you, obviously everybody wants the money, everybody wants to work with, like I said, everybody has the best campaign. So in turn, when you have a budget, you have to make sure you use the best tactic. And what we like to do is go with proven and effective methods to marketing and advertise. So, that's crucial. So to answer that, yes, we do. We do a lot of mail pieces. One of the things that we like to do is keep the customers that we've already gained, that we've already, our customer base, keep them in the loop of what's going on with us. So for example, when we're short on inventory on the pre-owned side, we like to, what better than to get them to bring their vehicles. If they're considering getting back into the market of replacing their vehicle, then hey, we want to raise our hands and be the first to say, I'd love to buy that vehicle, especially if they've serviced it here at our dealership. And so, there goes an example. Who's going to get the best message, the best print, the best, the best worded, the best way, the most effective way out there to a customer. And, so mail is definitely one of our more popular ones and more effective ones, because I feel like the others that we use, whether it be social media or radio or TV, I think that's just more of a touch on brand recognition. We want to be seen everywhere and anywhere, but the mail piece is the direct call to action. Like, hey, come see us, come visit us, bring us your trade, or hey, if you're in the market for a vehicle, we've got what you're looking for, whether truck, SUV, or a car, or whether it's new or used. So I think mail pieces are the most effective media that we use.
Okay. So I got clarification from Halloran, or at Halloran Agency. And so the question was, do auto brands offer any co-op budget for local ads?
Yes, we do. Chrysler, Fiat Corporation, Automotive Corporation, definitely, we have a budget in mind every month, every quarter, and they do, help us with that. Now the message has to be aligned with what they're doing nationally. So if, for example, if it's truck month and we want to work something with a vendor, a marketing agency, or anybody out there, their message, what they offer, the service that they're offering has to be in line with what the national marketing campaign is. So truck month, we want to go heavily on trucks, getting our call of action out there for the customers to come in and buy, perfect timing for a truck, and so on and so forth. So the answer is yes. The manufacturer does have, we call them PAP funds, and I forgot what the acronym stands for right now, but we definitely do have that available, and we try to maximize it and use it and get our word out there.
Okay, let's see what else we have here. Sorry?
Oh, I was telling him, thank you for clarifying.
Oh, yes, yeah, definitely. Thanks for that. Let's see, what else do we have here? How important is social media in automotive advertising?
That's, I'm glad you asked that. I think that, personally, that's one of the things that I attribute, our team's success to. A lot of people know and understand that social media is extremely important, But Erica, knowing is one thing. Actually taking action and doing something about it is what's really gonna set you apart. We understand that social media is free advertisement, and we use it. That's where Nick comes in. We have a campaign for, the customer that buys a vehicle and is okay with us taking a picture of them in their new vehicle. We like to share it with our followers, whether it be on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. We like to post their picture. We also like to, obviously they're smiling and happy, and so are we. The sales guy, it sold a vehicle, so what better than to share with his friends and family, like, hey, look, I sold a vehicle, continue to send me repeats and referrals. And that's really what social media does. I tell my guys, you don't sell a car through social media. That's not what it's there for. So don't, it's not a matter of let's give prices and negotiations over social media, because you won't achieve your goal. The goal of using the social media is to, just be relevant, let your audience know, your friends and family and the market know that you're here, and you're active, and you do relevant things, whether that be in the community, which Nick here will share a little bit about that with us, whether it's activity in the community or whether it's activity here at the dealership. We partner with radio stations, and I have Jerry Fernandez. If you ever go to our Facebook page, for example, he's the top radio DJ on Mega 101. And every Sunday that he comes here to visit us, what he does is he goes into his accounts and tells his audience, I don't know how many thousands of followers, but he tells them, hey guys, I'm over here at Gulfgate Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, and Ram with my friend Miguel, and come see him and come see me. And, that's really what you want to do in social media, be influential and call for action. So we use it to bring more brand awareness. And again, when somebody is in the market for a vehicle, I want them to go, we need to go to Gulfgate Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, and Ram. I see how much fun they have there. I see how much activity there is there. And again, whether that's the major three, whether that's Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram, or any of the others, we have to capitalize on that. Coincidentally, I want to share a fact with you that I was looking up, Erica. The average general sales manager in our industry is it's over 45. It's actually, the number came back as 47 according to NADA. But one of the things I was looking at, so if you look at that age, and they know that social media is important, you're going to get a disconnect there on how to best maximize the use of free advertising in social media. So I'm one of the fortunate ones to be surrounded by Nick and a lot of millennials in my life, and I myself still am one. So I've had the best of both worlds, been able to use all the, as a matter of fact, I'm seeing the tweets here now, but use that to our advantage, and really to let our market know, let our customers, our friends and family know that we're very active and relevant in social media. Nick, you want to add a little bit to our social media activity?
Yes. So we've been participating. We've outsourced only one time, and it failed, and that was just a few years ago. Having an in-house social media platform, an opportunity to reach out here in the dealership where it's relevant. We're posting content that's directly. It's not generic. Is really what I'm trying to go with this. It's not generic content where we're just throwing a picture of a Jeep out there. We're throwing pictures of happy customers. We play an active role in our community as well. We were sponsors of the Houston Astros for 2 seasons in a row, and we were lucky to see them go to all the way out to the playoffs. But we do other, we do other events in our community. We're an active member on 2 chambers of commerce, the East End and the Pasadena Chamber of Commerce. Both of those neighborhoods are in our backyard. That gives us a lot of exposure in our community with the church functions, raffles, bazaars, etc. Having this kind of exposure cause marketing. We post that on our social media as well, and customers see that we're out there. We're donating the car. We're out there. We're putting food out there for families that need it. We did a turkey drive last year, a toy drive as well. So all these things, the fact that we're able to do it in-house and not outsource it is a huge benefit for us. It's going to put us ahead as far as all the dealerships. Houston is such a huge city, and you pass up 3 dealerships on your way here. So we're fortunate to be able to take advantage of that in-house, unlike all our competition that's out here not taking advantage of that now.
Absolutely. And, just to piggyback on one of the things that Nick just mentioned, and it just stood out, as the big three, Chrysler, Ford, and Chevy, GM was putting out their numbers, to end the year, end the month. This industry knocked out 17.5 million vehicles at an average of the average vehicle was 34,500. And just to give everybody an idea, there's a big pie. It's obviously the automotive industry is one that, really carries, it's one of the major ones in the United States, in our nation. So obviously when one of those guys hurt, we all hurt. But it's great to know how and why, and target your customers and how you can get an increase. And this year as an industry, we're forecasting 18.3 million vehicles. That would be a record in the automotive industry. And then to come back from the Great Recession, and achieve those kind of numbers last year, that's historic, and that has to do with the banks, lowering the rates, and the fuel prices dropping as well. And those two things in the near future are going to increase. They're not going to stay as low as they are right now. And as a matter of fact, we had a meeting with Chrysler today, and the rates are, they're going to go up. The commerce is just the way it is. And so we anticipate another quarter or two for customers to take advantage of low rates. And when I say customers, that includes myself. I'm a consumer just like everybody here. And so when I hear rates are going to go up, I'm like, man, let me get what I want right now before we have to pay a little bit extra. So knowing all of that is really, really important. So you know what to target, what your goals are, who do you want to market to, how are you going to get them here, and all we want is the opportunity to sell them a car, provide them a product that we're very proud of. So,
Right.
social media is the way to go.
So I have another question from ZS Jello XX. How competitive is advertising in the automotive industry, both between dealers of the same brands and competitive brands?
Very, very. Dare I say, I hope none of my competitors is watching this, because we're, it's a copycat industry. When something works, the others are going to try the same. We started a campaign to target the Hispanic market back in February of 2015, and we went heavy, Erica. I mean, we got with a few local radio stations, and we wanted the best of the best. So we wanted the best DJs, we wanted the best radio stations. So we went after Mega 101. Obviously, we looked at their ratings, their people, their followers. We looked at, La Raza. We looked at El Norte. We looked at a few radio stations, that are the most popular, obviously. And then not only that, we took it a step further, and we wanted, we didn't just want any time. We wanted to target the times that, what are the most times when people are listening to the radio? What are the most effective times to get your better return of investment? So, Erica, we hit that hard, and nobody in the market, I say nobody, but very few automotive dealerships were taking advantage of that. And, some people like some dealers like Shabana Motors is heavy on like 97.9 The Box. We have a strong presence on there too. But if that tells you anything, those are the ones that stood out. And so now you look back to, like, for example, this month or this past quarter, there was an increase of 60% dealerships trying to get it into that marketing. They wanted radio time, and guess what? We already had it. We already owned it. So they see our numbers coming in at the end of every month, and just like I look at theirs. And one of the things they're going to ask is, what are you guys doing? What's going on over there? And it doesn't take long before they find out that how we're marketing, whether through infomercials, radio. So yes, very competitive. And when it comes to vendors offering their services, they themselves also, they know that it's a very, very competitive market out there. So they sometimes, yes, they have to be competitive in their prices and make reductions. And I was talking to for those of you that are out there trying to get in business with for example, a dealership, sometimes it's not so bad to lower your profit just put your foot through the door, as they say in our industry. You have to look at what are you going to gain. For us, it's obviously we're trying you out, we're trying your product out, we're trying to see if you're going to be effective. But in turn, imagine if you minimize your profits a little bit, and you beat your competition in what you offer. Think of the results once we achieve our numbers and we say, hey, you worked out great job. Think of having to do it again the next month, and now you can say, well, you know what, that rate that I gave you was introductory. I hate that, I'm giving you the secrets to get my money, but say, hey, that rate was introductory. And not only that, are you going to take your proven success and try it with other dealerships, other competitors? And since I bring that up, it reminds me, a lot of the people that I do business with, when we're marketing, I let them know up front, Eric, and sometimes we have to draw up contracts. What we do here is not to be shared with others, or not to, things like that, because it's extremely competitive. So that's what makes it fun.
Okay. Let's see what else we've got. Do you guys ever bid projects out?
We can here and there. We've been known to. But I guess one of the things that I left out that's very crucial is relationship. And that goes obviously in all the markets and every industry. Relationship is very, very important. It's crucial to, again, getting your foot in the door. So, you want to study who you're trying to sell to. You want to know a little bit more about them and how to approach them, and obviously set common ground. What do we have in common, and what our goals are. And so, we've had bids before, but normally we go with someone that we know or someone that has been referred or recommended.
Of course. Mm-hmm. That's pretty much how it works everywhere, right?
Everywhere, yeah, absolutely.
So just continuing on the relationship thing, what is your most successful partnership, and how did you create that relationship?
Well, when I was driving today, I was driving around running an errand, and my guy, Jerry Fernandez, I mentioned him earlier from the radio, calls me up. And, it's interesting because when we first met each other, we talked about how we were going to help each other. Obviously, we help the radio station monetarily and him, but he helps by transferring that trust, that, his influence to the people, his followers and his audience, his listeners. And so it's a quid pro quo. We help each other. But he mentioned one thing. He says, if we're going to do business, I'd like for it to be a very genuine, very, I'd really like for you to be my friend. I don't want to just say on the radio, come see my friend Miguel, and I've never, really hung out with you. I don't know about your family. I don't know, and I love that. When he said that, I thought, we're going to have a great relationship, because that's the way I think too. So one of the things we've done is yes, we've had lunches, and we've had, we've gotten to know each other a little bit better, so that when we're on the radio together or on a video or anything like that, it comes off genuine, and it truly is, because I really do know him. So that partnership has been great for him to transfer again that audience, those people, that he has some sort of influence to give them, for them to give us the opportunity to sell them a car. That's one, Erica. There's a lot. And I'm very thankful and grateful to all the vendors that come through, and the marketing teams that are always trying to earn our business, and the ones that do. Obviously, we couldn't achieve the numbers that we have been achieving. We had a record year last year, so thank you to everybody that we work with. We're very grateful. And we're very grateful for those relationships.
So one question that I had for you was, what kind of positions do you guys offer for people in the advertising and marketing industry?
Well, positions here in the dealership, it's very hard to get in here, and just for the sake of doing a job with that. Our industry at almost every level, Erica, has to do with you knowing the fundamentals, the blocking and tackling of our industry, which is selling cars. You have to develop your obviously your social skills, your communication skills, and selling cars is one of the hardest things to do. But at the same time, it's one of the easiest. My guys, they get paid, and as do I. We get paid for for bettering our communication skills. And the product, Erica, it's going to sell itself. It's,
Yeah.
people do their research. They like the vehicle. Now they just want to do business with somebody they can connect with. So what we have had is people that come, to our industry with degrees or certain backgrounds, whether it's degrees or not, but a certain experience like Nick. I like to use Nick as an example. He really has a background in marketing and advertisement, and he got in the automotive industry same way I'm illustrating now, selling cars, worked his way up, and now he has this position. I myself went to school as well, and then got into this industry selling cars. And believe it or not, I'm doing something that I've always wanted to do, work with people and work with, vendors to put campaigns out. But I never would have thought that through the car business, I would be able to make decisions on a billboard or on a magazine ad, on a radio commercial, all those things that come with marketing and advertising in our industry. So that's really it. So very fortunate and very grateful.
So something that I'm getting a lot is people asking, what trends do you guys see coming in the automotive industry? I know it's constantly growing, and especially on the technology end of things. Like, what are you guys seeing?
Well, one of my favorite things about that is, as vehicles, as we progress, the manufacturers are putting more and more technology into these vehicles. It's hard to believe that just 10 years ago, power windows was an option, and now it just comes standard on 98% of the vehicles. So you're getting more and more out of the vehicles as standard equipment. So it's always fun to get in these new vehicles and just see all the technology, the engineering that goes into them. They're really technological pieces of art. So it's really nice, and I think that's why this industry thrives a lot. So I love the technology in there. I love to mess with all the gadgets and everything. So it's great.
And how do you see those changes changing the way you guys market cars and the strategy and all that goes into it?
Well, we have to look at what's going on in the market, and again, the vehicles really sell themselves, but we have to let the customers know about that, whether it's through commercials, radio, or media, or any other kind of way. Our job is to get that message out there and get customers to come in and give brand new vehicles a try.
Well, if I can touch on that as well, please. As time goes on, trends go on. The customer is changing. Customers no longer just walk onto the lot, drive by. They do their research. They do their homework. They've studied your inventory maybe 3 days prior to you, before they even show up and they'll study other people's inventory while they're sitting here on our showroom floor. So the buyers have already changed. A lot of it's going to be moved to mobile technology. So we're taking advantage of that now by having a fully mobile website with all our inventory, current photos of our vehicles on there as well. And you'll be able to access our inventory through Facebook as well, which is nobody else is doing that. So you can see our inventory live feed straight through our Facebook page.
Wow, that's impressive.
We do have a digital walk.
Yes, we just did a deal with Google Maps recently in November, and it went live early December. We have a full 3D walkthrough, 360-degree walkthrough of our dealership showroom.
Yeah, I recommend, if you've never been here, you can access it on Google and see our digital walkthrough of our building and everything. And you know what, guys, it's been a pleasure to be with you and share some of these things with you. And I really encourage you guys to, give us an opportunity when you're in the market, or your friends and family, because ultimately this is what we do. We sell cars, but we cannot do it with our loyal customers and our repeats and our referrals and all of that good stuff. So if I could take just a brief moment to, thank all the people that have bought and encourage you to come give us an opportunity to earn your business. I think you'll be quite happy the way we take care of our customers here.
Yeah, so we had planned to do 30 minutes, but you guys have so many questions. Miguel, do you guys have time to go a little more, or?
I can do, just because I have prior engagements, I can do another 5 minutes. Do you think that's okay?
Yeah, that's fine. Okay. All right, guys, I'm going to try to get in as many as I can.
I know I was afraid that I wasn't going to be able to do this for 30 minutes, but yeah.
Let's see. When people think of the automotive industry, advertising isn't the first thing that comes to mind. How many ad jobs are there really? I guess we kind of already talked about that, didn't we?
We did. It's a very competitive market out there, and there's but there's a lot, Erica. There's a lot. You just have to look and be relentless when you're looking. Don't take no for an answer.
Okay, so I have another question from @Kathleen Disney. Are the commercials seen in, say, Texas the same ones you would see in New York?
No. For example, we have a truck that we market, not just us, but so does Chevy or General Motors, and so does Ford. We have a truck segment called, Lone Star Edition. Well, obviously, they wouldn't market a Lone Star package in another state, right? That's exclusive to us. But that's why it's regional, and so the answer is no.
Okay, let's see.
But similar.
What do you do, from Kathleen Disney again, what do you do in an age where many people use DVR and satellite radio and don't hear commercials? What trends are coming?
Well, we anticipate that. So again, if we're going to spend the money to go into your living room, into your TV, it's not going to be through that method, through TV, through primetime TV. We did do an ad through the Super Bowl last year for our locally, but if you can imagine, it cost a lot of money, and it was a local ad, and we played it once. Playoffs, as far as TV, we don't really do it a lot other than our infomercials on the weekends and the mornings. And with that, we obviously target our Spanish, our Spanish clientele. But television is not really for us right now, because if you notice, there's not a lot. I mean, there's some, but there's not a lot of dealerships doing that because of the price and, of course, the return of investment, which is ultimately what we look for. We're going to target more radio, magazine, very, very small percentage of television.
Okay, I've got two more questions if we can squeeze them in. One is from @PersoNatalie. Are there any other ways you advertise, any partnerships that you have?
Well, let's see. I'm sure later on I'll think, man, why didn't I mention that one? So we do. Nick mentioned the Astros. One thing that I'm looking at right now is, for example, geofencing. I love that concept. If you're on many of these apps, and I hope I'm not saying it wrong, but I hope I'm not. But geofencing. So, for example, if you go into the Rockets, I want to be able if you look at one of your apps, for something to pop up that says Gulfgate Dodge. I know it can be intrusive and whatnot, but again, what I'm wanting is that message. I don't necessarily need you to click on it and buy a vehicle, obviously, but what I need to get out there is my name, so our name. So that's really important. But let's see. So we do radio, we do magazines, we do media on television, like I said, in the mornings. We use our social media. Am I missing anything, Nick?
Yes. There's other organizations as well that allow us to bring out vehicles to their special functions as well.
Absolutely.
The more relevant we are, the more you see us outside of a dealership. Our vehicles are out there on display. It brings the customer off the internet, looking at pictures of the cars. They can touch it, they can feel it, they can see it in an environment they feel comfortable. I can use an example. Pride Houston. We sponsored the first time Pride Houston last year. Biggest pride there was ever in Houston. They had moved from Montrose to downtown. It was so big. There was over 40,000 people there for those 2 days, and we had 2 vehicles. We sold 2 cars. The next 2 days?
Absolutely, just directly from that.
Just from that weekend. So it gets the customer offline, out of their comfort zone, and you can see the vehicle without being in a dealership, feeling pressure from a salesperson.
Right.
I'm not going to pressure you, but.
And one more that I haven't mentioned, we're highly affiliated with Mopar Empire, which is a local car club that's I say local, but they're nationally and across the world, both Europe and Canada and other places. But anyways, the chapter here locally, we're highly affiliated with them. We just did a tour drive for the Texas Children's Hospital, but things like that. We urge their leaders to. The presidents, vice presidents, their leaders to, promote us when they can. You know, we're going to help them through sponsorships, through, you know, if they need money for whether it be shirts or an event, or, you know, we'll do that. And in return, all we want is when you know a member of your organization or a friend or family is in the market, send them to see us. All we want is the opportunity. They don't necessarily have to buy. We just want the opportunity. And of course, my staff is trained to, you know, provide the best customer service and provide the best product, which we have a great product, and the rest will take care of itself, and we'll sell cars.
All right. Well, since you stayed after, I'm going to go ahead and shut it down. Thanks so much, guys, for tuning in and tweeting in all your great questions. Stay tuned for next month's interview. Thanks, Miguel and Nick. You guys were awesome. This was a fun night.
Our pleasure. Thank you very much, Auntie Houston.
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.